This is going to be one fun trip, Spencer said, opening his trunk and dropping in his bag. Yeah, Spencer, could you lend us a hand here? Spencer peered out of his glasses. Casey, his girlfriend, and Miley, their friend, were dragging over 2 heavy duffel bags. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What is this? Casey, we're going for a weekend, not a week. This is for 2 days. Now come on, be the gentleman you are and put this into the trunk. What in the world do you women carry in your bags? Spencer said as he dumped the bags in the trunk. Casey and Miley snickered as they hopped inside. Hurry, Spencer, let's go. I don't want to waste any time. Let's get there before sunset. I'm soaking in the waters as soon as I get there. It was summer vacation, and Spencer, Casey, and Miley planned to spend the weekend somewhere far from the busy city of Alexandria, where they could enjoy the nature and have a little adventure. The 3 were college students on a really tight budget. Traveling to another country was a no-no, and even going across the states would cost them a lot. At last, they decided to settle on going to Lake Bruin State Park right in Louisiana. This small trip fit right in their budget and was only 3 hours away. All was fine, except when they got there, choosing the right motel to book into took a few more hours. And when it neared sunset, they had to call it a day. As much as they'd like to stay the 2 days at a nice luxury hotel, they picked out a cheap, rusty, dusty, stingy, dingy motel that only cost them $50 per night. Hello there. What's your name, beautiful? Miley. We're getting a bit late. Could you please give us the keys? Sure. The couple is staying together, and you'll be staying all alone? Is that a problem? No. I thought perhaps I'd give you a special singles discount. The nights are pretty long here. You wouldn't mind having some company, would you? Miley gave her most disturbed and displeased look at the creep behind the reception. That's all right, thanks. Yeah, man, she's gonna charge a bit extra for that. Maybe a bit out of your budget? Gross, Spencer. I don't even know what you see in him, Casey. He can be such a jerk sometimes. It was a joke, man. Sheesh, you women are so overly emotional. You know, I could help reduce that tension down. We offer special services for relaxing here. No, thank you, Miley said, harshly taking the keys off the desk. All right, but let me know if you change your mind. And yes, one thing I should let you all know. The lakeside behind the motel is off limits. What? Why? Are there crocodiles or something? No, there aren't any crocodiles, but we don't have any safety Yeah, we got it. Before the receptionist could finish talking, the friends all headed to their rooms. That's when they truly came to know. It wasn't just the workers at the motel, but the motel itself was in a horrible condition. The bedsheets were wrinkled and obviously slept in. The guest amenities in the small bathroom were invisible, or just wiped clean by the last person who booked the room maybe a year ago. And room service was non-existent. The only good part about the stay was that the back of the motel led out to an opening onto the lake. Although it wasn't the main busy tourist area, it was through overgrown weeds, bushes, and forest that you could walk out to a secluded portion of the lake that passed behind the motel, or in other words, a shortcut to the water rather than walking all around the park to get to the other side. Miley barely got some sleep that night due to the squeaking mice in the walls. It was only 5 a.m. and it was dark out, but it would be the perfect time to sit out by the lake and wait for the sun to rise. She got out of bed and grabbed her towel and went straight across the hall to knock on her friend's door. Come on, you lazy bums, let's go! 5 more minutes, Miley. No, right now. You'll regret it later on. Are you going to spend the 2 days just sleeping in here? Okay, you go, we're coming. Miley shook her head, placing her towel over her shoulder. Hurry, I'm waiting for you guys. She took the shortcut out the back and headed to the lake. It was about 20 minutes later that Spencer and Casey finally freshened up and headed out to the lake themselves. But they were surprised to find the bank empty. They walked around for a bit calling out Miley's name, but she wasn't there. However, they noticed a signboard that read, "No swimming in this area. Please go to the tourist side to enjoy the waters." You think she went back to her room? You stay here, I'll go find her. Okay, hurry back. Casey sat down by the bank while Spencer ran back towards the motel. But strange as it was, Miley's room was empty. Spencer walked out in front of the motel and scanned the streets. Where did this girl go? After walking down the sidewalk for 5 minutes, he stopped by the nearby coffee stall and inquired if the man had seen a young woman leaving the motel. No, I haven't seen anyone like that. You guys are staying at this motel? Yeah, why? Spencer asked, staring at the bizarre look on the man's face. No reason, just that I've heard things happening like this before. This isn't the first time one of the guests have gone missing, and this motel doesn't really have a good reputation as is. What do you mean, gone missing? The man leaned closer and whispered, well, some years back, a woman who booked into this very motel took her own life. Or so, that's what the police came to conclude. I have my doubts about those men who run the motel. I'm sure you've noticed they're quite peculiar. Maybe they were responsible. You never know. You might just want to book into another motel before things get worse. I mean, you can't find your friend, right? Spencer didn't like what the man had to say. He hoped Miley was alright, just window shopping around here or something. He anxiously walked around the curb, but when he couldn't find Miley, he decided to head back inside and get Casey. Mr. Griffin, is everything alright? I forgot to mention, we serve breakfast here as well. The food is a delight. That's alright, thank you, I'll be fine. You don't want to order? I said that's alright. No, please, I insist. Let this be a complimentary gift on behalf of the motel. Casey had been playing in the water for some time after Spencer went back into the motel. Casey couldn't resist but take a step inside. Inching into the soothing water, she decided to go in for a swim while she waited for Spencer and Miley to join her. She closed her eyes and relaxed, floating in the waters, when suddenly she heard footsteps behind her. She quickly got back up. Spencer, what took you so long? Come in the water. But when she turned around, she was quite shocked and soon very uncomfortable to see one of the creepy receptionists from the motel. Looks like you're having fun. Yeah. I'm sorry to come ruin that for you, but you see the sign, don't you? You have to get out of the water, or else. Or else what? The waters are fine. I haven't seen any crocodiles or alligators since I've been here. The man walked along the bank staring at Casey. He picked up her towel from the rock where she placed it and sat down. Is this yours? He chuckled. Can you put that down, please? Casey said as she swam towards the bank. This guy was such a creep. It's right here, sweetheart. You can come and get it yourself, or are you one of those shy types? Look, mister, my boyfriend is going to be here soon, and I'm sure he's not going to like you touching my things. Casey frowned as she stretched out her hand to take the towel. Just when she jumped back, seeing the man try to grab her hand, Casey quickly swam back in a panic. What do you think you're doing? The man let a low laugh. I don't think your boyfriend is coming here anytime soon. What? Where is Spencer? And as much as I'd like to watch a beautiful woman like you play in the water, it would be better for both you and I if you walk out right now. The man stood up, shuffling through his pocket. He took off his shoes and stepped a little into the water. Bad things happen to bad girls like you, my dear. Casey started to panic seeing him step into the water. She looked around, her heart beating fast. Where was Spencer? Where was Miley? Or what happened to Miley? Did she get lured by these creeps? Who knew what they did to her? Casey looked towards the other side of the lake. The tourist area was maybe a 20-minute swim away. Would she be able to make it? Don't make the mistake of swimming out further. You'll regret it. I'm warning you, get out of the water. Casey could hear the man screaming from the bank, but she could care less. If she tried going back, he would definitely attack her, tie her up, or who knew what he had in his sick mind. Casey didn't know what happened to her friends. She had to get to the police, quick. She started to calm down a bit when she had come far enough from the creep. It would take him a while to reach her now. Casey stopped and turned back to look. When she suddenly felt something brush along her leg, she began kicking and swimming rapidly in fear. She had to get to the other side, but whatever it was wouldn't let go, and soon enough, Casey was pulled under the murky waters. The receptionist frantically hurried out of the water. He scanned the area, hoping to see a sign of the young woman, but the waters were eerily silent. He flinched, suddenly feeling a hand on his shoulder. What happened? Another one? If this keeps happening, we're going to get into trouble. When the Lake Bruin Motel was reopened 2 years ago and put on sale for only half of its original price, Philip and Jack took the great opportunity and bought the motel. They tried to renovate the property at minimum cost and began running the business. However, they soon realized the cheap sale was too good to be true. Late at night, they woke up to strange cries of a woman from behind the motel. When they went to investigate, they didn't find anyone, nor could they locate where the sounds were coming from. At first, they believed the sounds were coming from across the lake. However, when they inquired, everything seemed to be just fine. Anxiety soon struck when the two men began noticing a strange dark figure pacing along the bank in the darkest hour of the night. They stayed awake long hours, watching the presence standing there from the safety of their motel room, only to be petrified to see the figure walk into the waters and disappear. The men were freaked out. They started to believe the waters were haunted, and the cries they heard were coming from nowhere other than beneath the waters. Panicked, they spoke to some locals and realized it wasn't the waters but the motel itself to blame. It was before the motel had been shut down that there was a woman here who had come with her fiancé on vacation. This is going to be the best surprise, Don. We'll throw a huge party when we return and tell everyone about the marriage. Let's take it easy, Lucy. Forget about all the worries and enjoy this vacation. We can handle the marriage paperwork when we get back to the city. What do you mean? I thought we would get married here. We will. I'm just saying we shouldn't haste making these decisions. What do you mean, make a decision? I thought you were ready. I was ready. I left everything for you. Everyone's waiting for me back home. Things didn't turn out right when her fiancé stood her up and left her all alone in the middle of this foreign town in Louisiana in this motel. The woman was heartbroken. She felt betrayed and humiliated. How would she tell her friends and family what happened? In the midst of a panic attack, she took the worst decision one could take and gave up her life to the waters of Lake Bruin, never to be found again. You think it's really her? Her spirit lurking in the water? Shh, someone's going to hear you. If people know this place is haunted, no one is going to want to book in here. Business is bad as is. Didn't I tell you not to let them come out here? I stopped the other guy, but how was I supposed to know she was here too? Well, we lost her. There's no getting her back anymore. Let's go in. And remember, we don't know anything about what happened here. Miley? Casey? Miley? Casey? What is that? Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.